is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hey, welcome back here, the Where's Home Show, episode 6. How we doing, Noah?
Doing good, Chandler. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there. We got 2 more weeks left of high school baseball, the regular season, and then starts the playoffs.
Get to the good stuff.
Gets a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
You've been busy last 2 days.
Yes, I have.
On the River City Rumble, JU versus UNF baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little about how JU and UNF's looking.
Yeah, right now, JU's dealing with some injuries, so it's tough for them. They've lost about 100 innings, I think Coach Hayes told us, from last year. And Jonah Shields, one of their best players, is out now for TBD on when he'll be back. And Cade Hentz as well, who's phenomenal with the glove at third base. So it's tough for them. UNF is playing the best ball in the A-Sun right now. They're off to an incredible start, one of their best starts in program history in A-Sun play. And I tell you what, they're a lot of fun to watch right now.
Yeah, I mean, I tuned in a little bit of last game, and then it was a Saturday night game. Looks like UNF scoring a lot of runs, which is pretty cool to see.
That they are.
What was it last year? Who won that?
They split 3-3 last year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So JU's got their work cut out for them to do that again.
That's good stuff. I think Seth Alford just got hurt as well for UNF, which hopefully he can get back and hopefully it's nothing too serious. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, it's not supposed to say anything on that. So
good.
Scary,
Don't say anything.
Scary moment though last night.
Yeah, that sucks for him. Hopefully he can get back and playing. We had a good week this week. Some upsets, you could say. Trinity Christian was in one of the best tournaments. Played 4 games there. We can talk about. We had 4 games this week, which I think that might have been my first time having 4 weeks in Jacksonville. That was a lot. A lot on the body. So let's get right into the rankings and see if anything's changed.
Yeah, it's a big week obviously for a lot of these teams, and up top, it's tough to take Trinity out of that number 1 spot. They go in, get 2 big wins in Cary, North Carolina. Always tough to do. Losses to 2 of the top 10 teams in the nation. So Trinity going to stay put in that 1 spot. St. John's in that 2 place after a couple wins over Clay, Baldwin, and Flagler Palm Coast. Creekside, big week for the Knights going out there against UC, Haggerty, and Winter Park. I caught that game against Winter Park on Friday. Big win there for the Knights. We were talking about would they be able to keep it going there after that Daytona tournament, and good week for them. Bishop Snyder, how about that loss to Bartram Trail? They stay in that 4 spot, but that was a shocker, Chandler.
Yeah, it was. So they actually moved down from Creekside.
They did move down. That's my bad.
That we had this week. But it was a shocker. I mean, close game, 5-4. They battled it out. Starting pitcher for Snyder kind of struggled a little bit. So huge win for Bartram. They got a good pitching staff over there, and some of the hitters are finally hitting the ball. So, some of them were struggling in the beginning of the season, and we're getting now to the late the season. Some of them are starting to hit.
Yeah, big time win there for Bartram Trail, a team that has been on the cusp of our rankings a couple of times. I think they were in there at one point this season. And Fernandina Beach, they continue their winning ways. They did drop 1 this week to St. Augustine, but wins over Baker County and Fletcher have them sitting 16-3. The Pirates playing some really good baseball right now, and it's that 5 spot definitely up for grabs. But Columbia lost, I believe Bulls lost. It's kind of up for grabs, that entire spot. It's almost one where it's you're like in the no gate fees rankings, just your favorite team.
Your favorite team. And I actually thought of doing that this week.
Yeah, it's got to earn it. And I think Fernandina, they dropped 1, and I think it's right to have them in that 5 spot, though. 16-3, no matter. I know their schedule may not be as hard as some of the other teams that we put them in that category with, but they keep winning, and they've had some impressive wins. Fletcher's a team that can really present a challenge, and there's definitely they're deserving of being in that 5 spot.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we kind of go back and forth for the 5 spot. Like you said, maybe we could have put Bulls in there. They lost to Snyder. It's a good win for Snyder. We could have put Bartram over that huge win over Bishop Snyder, but they had some losses the past couple weeks that kind of made them stay below the 5 spot. But I think Fernandina Beach is perfect for the 5 spot. They got a big game coming up this week. I'm pulling it up. I know they play Tacoy later on the week on Thursday. They got Fletcher they just played Fletcher. They got Fleming Island and Ridgeview. So we'll see how they do, and maybe one of those games is the game of the week. A little teaser.
Yeah, we'll see. And I'm looking at this top 5, and this is something we mentioned a couple weeks ago. Who's going to be the big mover? Who's going to make that second half push going into the playoffs? Obviously, you kind of got your finger on the pulse there. You hear everything that's going on around the area. Who's a team you think is going to get hot and maybe either climb in the top 5 or jump into it?
It started this week. I think Bartram might find their way back in the top 5 if they keep handling business and stuff along those lines. They just beat a huge team. Bishop Snyder was ranked 2 weeks ago in the nation. So they just beat Bishop Snyder. I think if they continue that success, they can definitely find their way in the top 5. But I did want to bring up Trinity. The question last week was, is our number 1 spot cursed? Trinity went 2-2 at the USA NHSI tournament up in North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good judge of the number 1 curse right there. We're going to really find out this week.
Yeah. They played the number 1 team in the nation. I think they went to 8 innings. Maybe that one was 7. And then they played Orange Lutheran that actually won the whole entire USA tournament. So the 2 losses were close and 2 of the best teams in the nation. So good stuff from Trinity Christian coming out 2-2 from that tournament, which is a win.
And then they come back to face Clay.
Twice.
Yeah, so that's going to be – we're going to find out. They got 2 curses they got to break. Number 1 is the number 1 curse, which is called St. John's, Bishop Snyder, Creekside, and Trinity all this year. Now can they also break the North Carolina curse? Because those teams coming back from Cary, North Carolina, we've seen quite a few skids over the years, teams trying to bounce back from that.
Yeah, definitely. In my sophomore year when we were in North Carolina, we came back the next week. I know I've said this on previous shows, but we lost 3 games. 3 games in Jacksonville. We lost to Creekside. You actually broadcasted that game. We lost to UC.
Great game.
And then we lost to Oakleaf, which was the superhero night. So we lost those 3 games, and the next week was playoffs. So we're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
So 4 games in a week, especially in that type of tournament, is definitely tough, definitely draining on your bodies. You got to wake up early in the morning, play some games. So we'll see how Trinity does. They got 2 against Clay, and Clay has a good team.
Yeah, that they do, and that's another team that can always sneak up on you. The team I'm eyeing right now, I know they lost this week, but Columbia is a team that's really impressed me throughout the year. They've competed with some solid groups, and I think that's a team that could really get hot and get going. I saw Aiden Phillips, by the way, on the mound in the River City Rumble today.
Oh, yeah?
He's killing it at JU after his time at Columbia. But the Tigers, that's the team I'm watching right now, and always plays a little too quiet for me. That's always a very solid team and one that can make some noise in the postseason. And don't forget about Mandarin and what they've done. Mandarin's out there. Ponte Vedra's a team that can make some noise. There's definitely some teams, and I like your call on Bartram Trail, too. That's a young group that kind of sputtered a little bit, but that's a team that, as we've seen, they're very capable of competing with the best of the best.
Yeah, for sure, and it's fun. Going over Jacksonville baseball every week, there's so much talent. There's so much guys on different teams. Like, there's a lot of names I've learned this year. I've been doing this for 2 years, which is pretty cool. A lot of young guys are stepping up. So we'll go over this later, but one of our pitchers, let's see. Pitcher of the week, I'm going to get this mixed up. Our pitcher of the week actually was the hitter of the week 2 weeks ago, which is pretty cool to see.
We've seen a few guys. When are we going to start doing the Shohei Award?
Maybe we can have a Shohei Award at the end of the season.
Okay. Because there's some good ones in the area, some good two-way guys that's always really impressive, and obviously a little easier to do at the high school level, but still, I mean, to be able to get it done on both sides, you look at guys like Cody Bichelle, man. What more can you say about that kid? And Braden Harris, and even some of the guys that are lesser known that, they absolutely, they're huge for their team on both sides, defensive and offensive. And it's always fun to see that at the high school level.
Definitely. We'll hit a break here, and why not? When we come back, we'll hear some few umpire stories from Fran Delaney.
Been talking about it for weeks. Can't wait.
Let's do it.
So the mission of Torque Sports Performance has been from the beginning to improve athletic performance through expert coaching. We look to not water down our system for any specific reason. We want to maintain a level of quality. We want to maintain a level of culture regardless of the trainer's age or their sport competency. What we will do is adjust their programming accordingly. The biggest thing that we strive to tell folks is that we don't want athletes here because their parents want them here, because their coaches want them here. We want athletes here who want to be here for themselves. Strong, powerful, resilient. Those are our 3 key takeaways from our culture as well as our athletes who train here.
At Torque Sports Performance, individualized training matters because not every athlete is the same. We use items like Rapsodo, Output Sports, Zybec timing lasers, and Rep 1 velocity-based training to help facilitate each client's training. Each client should be coachable. They have the desire to get better, train hard, and learn. We create an environment that fosters growth. And with the competitiveness in here, each client pushes another client, and it's my job too as a coach to understand when to push an athlete, but do it in a safe and proper manner.
I want to tell you about something new that's coming, and it's built a little differently. Boost Coffee was created around a simple belief. Coffee should do more than wake you up. It should lift your day, your mood, and your momentum. That's why Boost roasts their coffee in-house. We raise the bar on freshness, flavor, and quality. Why every drink is customizable, because great coffee should be personal, not mass-produced. Boost is built for early birds, night owls, go-getters, and anyone who refuses to settle for average. It's fast because you need it now, mindfully crafted because ingredients matter, and personal every single time. Boost isn't just about coffee, it's about elevating people. Boost Coffee is coming soon. Energy that moves the moment.
The Dantzler Group is a family-owned construction company serving Florida for over 30 years. Our promise is simple. Simply do the right thing. We anticipate and execute bringing real construction experience to residential renovations, additions, roofing, and commercial projects with clear communication and craftsmanship you can see. From the first conversation to the final walkthrough, we believe trust is built through preparation, transparency, and work done the right way. That means no shortcuts, no guesswork, just experienced builders focused on lasting results. Within a customer-focused team and over 100 years of combined construction experience, the Dantzler Group is ready to deliver quality you can trust, whether it's residential, commercial, or roofing, done the right way. Visit
This is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Chandler, we've been talking about it for weeks, but we've been talking a lot, obviously, about the umpires, as everyone in baseball does. So why not get one on the show, and let's hear the other side that we never get to hear. Fran Delaney, everyone. Welcome on to the Where's Home show.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Just tell us a little bit. How did you become an umpire? Did you play ball when you were younger?
Yeah, when I was younger, I played. I played in high school and was going to play. I thought about playing in college, but football was my passion. So football was my thing. So I basically just got into football. But after I got done playing, actually had a friend of mine, Vadasa, say, you should umpire, make a little money. I said, I'll try it. And I fell in love with it. I just absolutely love it. I love the game of baseball. So just started umpiring up there. Then I moved to Jacksonville and stopped for a little bit. And then circumstances led to me being able to do it again. And I said, let's do it. And that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're pretty well
Actually,
aware of the baseball scene here.
I know it pretty well. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, it's a great area for baseball. There's a lot of obviously great talent that comes out of here, and I think the talent spread out enough to make everything competitive here.
Yeah.
I don't know how it makes it, moving forward down the line because of the fact you got to have the whole team, and some of those teams, stock up down in the south, so to speak. But as far as the teams go, they're great to deal with. The kids have always been great. Of course, you have situations every once in a while where it gets out of control. But, for the most part, everyone's great. The baseball community here has been wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and there's a lot of stories. If you've been an umpire for so long, do you have a favorite story that you would like to say?
On air, probably there's not many I can say on air. Off air, there's probably one or two that we can talk about. No, I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, it's little things that happen in the game where, I call a guy safe when he's out, call a guy out when he's safe. A coach comes out and says some things to you that's, you kind of have to not laugh. But it's relatively funny. A fan might say something funny. I had a fan last year. It's one of my favorite things because I'm all like, you can get on me all you want, but be original.
Yeah.
You're missing a good game, those type of things. I'm like, whatever. Like, I've heard that 1,000 times. Give me something new. And he yelled my name. He happened to know me. And he's like, hey, Fran. And I was on the plate. He goes, is this your phone? And I'm like, phone? I don't bring my phone out on the field. I looked over and I was like, what? He goes, there's like 10 missed calls. It's got to be yours. So I said, that's a good one. I like that. I'm going to use that again. So, it's things like that. And some of the, the nuances of how coaches talk to you. I have better relationships with some than other, closer relationships. And some of the things they, lean over and say to you. I've had a coach before, and I'm not going to say any names, because I'll tell you offline, but I won't tell you online. Coach came up to me and told me, he said, hey, Fran, can I get in trouble for telling you what I think about you guys? And I said, of course you can. He goes, well, I think you all stink. You didn't say stink. Use a couple adjectives there. But
PG version.
Yeah, he's like, I think you stink. And I started laughing. My partner got a little bent out of shape and wanted to give him a warning. I was like, nah, we just told him.
Yeah.
We couldn't get, so it was pretty funny. Just little things like that. And there's been some times where, I rung up somebody in the top of the first inning on strike 2. And then turned around in the bottom of the first inning and rang up the other team on strike 2. And I was like, I just wanted to make it even. Now we're all even. Let's move on. Just little nuances like that. Of course, there's different plays and things that happen during the game that are funny. And sometimes they're not so funny.
Yeah. I remember my favorite Fran Delaney moment in one of the few games I ever saw you umpire. We should have got that clip, Chandler, going back to
please don't.
Creekside Bartram District Championship, I believe.
Yeah, here we go.
And Fran Delaney's working as third base umpire. Brent got a great shot down the left field line, hits you. You were down, had to make a call still. Ryan Fitzpatrick was not happy about the
still
call.
Not happy about it.
But yeah, some great moments, obviously. Yeah. I'm not sure how great that moment was for you, but
my greatest thing about that was Kinger came right over to make sure I was okay, which, he's never asked me if I was okay. Not on the field, maybe afterwards, but not on the field. Just kidding. Kinger's a good dude. But yeah, that was interesting to say the least. I went down like I got hit by a sniper for sure.
How does the relationship between some of these coaches have been in the area for a long time. When you get to obviously you call it impartially, or you try your best to, but how do relationships between coaches and umpires maybe impact things?
I think it impacts things from a standpoint of how you manage the game with a particular person, right? And I'll say it this way from our side, right? I don't want to be on the coach's side because they see different umpires and, the consistency sometimes isn't as good. We have umpires at different levels, or they go somewhere else and there's umpires at different levels. But for me, it's managing the game and being, the how you communicate with them, give an opportunity. Like, if I've kind of blown a call and I kind of know, or I might give a little bit, more rope to a coach, compared to where I'm like, all right, that's enough. But I also let them know, like, they can talk to me. As long as we talk into our art and they're not just out there screaming and yelling, we can talk as much as we want. And we may not agree, but you also have to understand how to explain the call.
Yeah.
Which a lot of guys don't from an umpire standpoint at times. They just, the coach comes out, he's mad. Like I say, we don't argue with coaches. We explain what we had. That's what we do. We don't argue with them. So for the most part, though, relationships, they go a long way because what coaches are expecting. And they also know what to expect from you, how you're going to call the game, how you're going to manage the game. It's the surprise ones that, they don't like.
Yeah.
So, and, we have games that we're good and we have games where we're not so good.
And umpiring it's not a very glorifying position. You hear
I have no idea why I do it.
So that's my question, though. Why do you enjoy it?
I don't know. Sometimes that question is asked to me all the time. They're like, all the umpires go through. And it's funny because I enjoy being around. The kids are great. I've built relationships with kids that are now playing, Major League Baseball or college baseball, or forget even that. I just seen them in the community, working wherever, or I run through them. They see me somewhere. They're like, hey, Coach Fran, or hey, you umpired me back in. I'm like, oh, what's going on? So that's a great thing. That's the big thing. And the coaches, building relationships with them and just being around the game. Is a great thing, but there are times I'm like, what am I doing this for? And our biggest problem right now is we have kids that, the younger generation, I'll be honest, most of us umpire now are long in the tooth, so it's not like we have a bunch of young up and comers that we need to get out on the field to be able to do that. And part of that is there is this, what's the word I'm looking for? There is this feeling out there that they go into like little leagues, I say little league, like, youth ball, and these coaches yell and scream at it, parents are yelling and scream at them, like, I ain't going to do this for, $60-$70 an hour. I'm out.
Yeah.
And so we never get them to the level that we need them at, which is the varsity, JV, and then the next level, college, for some of our guys go that high. So, I love doing it, and I don't know why. I've never figured it. My wife keeps telling me, she goes, go ahead, just retire. Just stop doing it. And I'm like, I can't. And then I get over involved, like doing staying on the board and helping with training, and then I'm doing the assigning now. It's just like, I don't know, just sometimes it's too much and I wonder why, but I don't know. I keep going back. I just can't get rid of my equipment, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing either. Have you ever ejected someone and like instantly regret it? Like maybe it was the wrong call?
No.
Once you eject someone,
No, I'm kidding.
No?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
And once you eject someone, you can't take it back, right?
No, and I think I'll tell you what, and I know that Brent and even Dan knows this because Dan said it one time on the radio show. He asked me about it when we were out at CCBL, and he brought it up on one of his shows. I haven't thrown nobody out of a game at the high school level in now I think 19 years.
Jeez.
Really?
19 years. My theory is if I got to be there, you got to be there. Kind of thing. If your team's playing terrible and I got to throw you out of the game, you still got to hang out and watch if I do. Just kidding. I'm just saying, I think part of that, though, is game management. Now, we have other guys that, they're shorter. It's all about your personality. Some guys, can't take it. But I have, in the past, thrown somebody out and been like, God, I didn't want to do that. Like, I could have handled that different. Could have been a warning. Could have been, hey, coach, take care of this. I mean, that's what we like to do is, if somebody does something, because the kids, they'd only get so many games to play. Right.
Yeah.
And you eject them, they're going to miss some games. But there are times they just do things that warrant an ejection, and they got to get punished somehow, or, it never changes. So, I could say I've done that before. And I've also could say, on the other end, I probably should have thrown somebody out when I didn't. So it goes
I'd
both
say
ways.
There's probably more of those than the other way around.
Yeah, I guess so.
I umpired for like 2 years. Yeah. I umpired a 5U baseball game coach pitch. And I still think about, I should have ejected this one coach that was coming out. This is 5U coach pitch. And this guy was out here arguing about how this is in Iowa, so they'll take anyone to be an ump. I was 12 years old, Fran, and this guy was out here screaming about how I got this call wrong at the plate. And I think I did get it wrong, but the point is, don't go yell at the 12-year-old umpire for 5 minutes.
No, I mean, that's the ridiculous part. That's why I say, like, a lot of our guys that don't do high school ball, they get like intimidated. Like, oh, I don't know, these coaches are, these are good coaches. I said they're a lot easier to deal with because they know what they can and can't do, and they know, they know the game. So just understand the game. It's the one that's yelling at you that has no clue. Like, they're yelling, that was an infield fly, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's not an infield fly. There's 2 outs. Just things like that. You just kind of shake your head at, but it's again, it makes it fun in a way. Yeah. I mean, not all of it's fun, and we are humans, which funny, no one believes that. Eventually, it may not be that way. But right now, we are humans, and it's not going to be perfect, but it's. I think it's a nice part of the game. It's been around for a long time.
What's going to happen when a manager needs to light a spark under his team and there's no umpire to yell out?
Pick a parent.
But yeah, I just think I think a lot about that, and something I've noticed over the years is it kind of seems like the people behind home plate are getting a little worse over the years. And I'm just wondering about I'm just being honest
Oh,
here
no,
with
go
that.
ahead.
Is you mentioned it. It causes issues with umpires and trying to get the next generation in there. So what kind of struggles is that creating for the profession and really for high school baseball?
I believe it's the number one struggle. And here's why I say is if you can't get guys that are younger and get them trained up to be good umpires, you just listen, as you get older, you get slower. You get, you don't see as well. You get in bad habits.
Literally blind.
Yeah, literally blind. Like I wear my readers. I can't see my phone, but I can see the field just fine.
Some coach is going to use this against you.
I know they are. But I won't take out my glasses when they give me a lineup. I just go, is there 9 on there? So, but no, I think, it hurts because you got to get those younger guys in there, and, that have that energy and that, desire to learn and get better type of things, because you wind up, I'd love to put the best umpires on every game. I mean, I get this a lot, like, don't bring that guy out here no more. Don't send that guy out no more. I'm like, well, pretty soon there's going to be no one left to send out.
Yeah.
And I get it. I totally understand it. They, they're playing a good game. They want good umpires. But as we dwindle down, as we get older, there's guys that are just not available. And we have a lot of games in town. As you know, there's a ton of baseball here. And, guys get tired. This time of season, everyone's a little bit on the edge because it's coming into playoffs. Guys have been working 4, 5 games and even working weekends. And they're tired, and so everyone's on a little bit of edge. So I'm getting a lot more calls now from coaches, and umpires, talking about things. So it has a big effect on it. And I don't think parents, I want to say parents, I'll just say fans in general, don't understand the fact of the matter of what we put in to do this. And, they're like, you're getting paid for this. And we ain't getting paid much. I mean, don't get me wrong. It pays okay for, the time you're doing it, but it's not what we do for a living. Yeah. And so we have jobs and stuff. And we do this because most guys love it, Yeah. And I don't know how to fix it. We've been talking about that probably for 10 years of how to fix it, and we don't. There's no answer. I mean, there really isn't. People just have to behave better, I guess.
Where do you think this is trending? Maybe could you see a umpire shortage really becoming an issue over the next?
It's already an issue.
Yeah.
I mean that, and like I'll say right now, it's not an issue at. Necessarily at the varsity level, because you go varsity first, like as an assigner, we got to get our varsity games covered. That's the most important. Those are the ones that have the most on the line. But as you move down, you're talking about, we've had several games where we might have to do a middle school game on a big field with one umpire.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to the umpire, it's not fair to the teams, but it's either that or we have nobody. So it's kind of pick your poison in a way. And I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's not just baseball. I mean, the official shortage is everywhere, and I think part of that is the you have to look at me. I keep wanting to say I don't want to do it no more, and I keep going back. You have to kind of love it a little bit to want to do it. You got to be a little bit mental.
Yeah.
You got to have something a little bit wrong in there to go out there.
I can attest to this, spending 2 summers now in a press box with Fran Delaney.
Because you can't yell back at the coach. Remember, you're not supposed to. But
Yep.
They can yell at you. The fans can yell at you. The players get mad at you. And I used to tell a joke all the time that. The reason why I umpire, because when I'm at home, half the time, at home, they always hate me. When I'm out there, at least half of them love me half the time.
That's very true.
So,
I do want to get into a bit of a fun question here.
Sure.
We have 2 baseball dads in the other room right now, and Brent Martineau and Dan Hicken. I know you umpired at least one of their kids' games. Did you get Brooks? And if so, who was the worst baseball dad?
I'll be honest with you, they were both fine. I never heard anything from, and I have done both their games. And I've never heard anything from either one of them. Now, the one that's, and I know he's here, but the one that, or he walked me in, but the one who reaches out to me the most about questions, of course, because that's, he was more in it for the last 4 or 5 years, is definitely Brent,
Yeah.
Sends me a video, and then he's like, what do you have here? And sometimes I'm like, I don't know about the safe out there. It's kind of hard to call, but it looks like catcher's interference or something different. He's like, I didn't even think about that. So, I mean, we look at things a little bit different, in the video, but I got a lot of video from him over the years and questions, and guys reach out to me all the time about that. And I love it because it keeps me sharp too from a standpoint of understanding it. But neither one of them were that bad. I would say, from what I remember, Brent was probably a little louder from what, just because I think he was a little more involved.
He was right behind home plate, and
always with the camera too.
He'll let you know. I got that on video.
Yeah.
Now,
I'll
what do
send
we
you the
think?
video.
Here's something that popped into my mind, and Chandler, you can butt in on this. There's so much video now. Everyone's recording every at bat. What do you think of a challenge for each team where someone just offers their video And we see.
That's great. If we can have the videos and everything they have up in the bigs, I'm all for it. We're all about getting called right. I mean, I thought it's funny. I watched a game, I think it was yesterday, where it was the Cincinnati Reds. The guy challenged 3 pitches in a row, and he missed all 3 of them, and then he rung a guy up on a strike
CB
3.
Buckner.
Yeah, I said.
And here I am. We're having a conversation about how umpires are human, and I'm hating on CB Buckner.
Yeah, but I get it. Like, I mean, I'm fine with that. Our job is try to get them right, but I also laugh at how they say they're so bad, and it's like guys are throwing 94, 95, 100 and whatever, and they're missing by an eighth of an inch, and they're like, look, these guys are terrible. I'm like, well, get back there and take a look at a 108 mile or a 95 mile an hour pitch, hell, a 90 mile an hour pitch, and tell me what you see, because it's not that easy. And so, I don't know. It's you talk about robot umpires. They did it a couple of years ago, and a coach got thrown out for arguing balls and strikes. The same coach twice, and the umpire's like, I didn't call it. What are you yelling at me for?
Yeah.
He was telling him the machine's wrong, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I really enjoy it because I'm calling games at UNF, and I always sit next to the analytics guys. Mm-hmm. They got the Hawkeye system right there, so I can always see exactly where each pitch was. Mm-hmm. Umpires, for the most part, are pretty accurate, and I love seeing the ones where the guys will drop their bat, and they're like, there's no way that was a strike.
Yeah.
And it's good 2 inches into the strike zone. Mm-hmm. There's a good bit of that, and there's been some right down the middles that were called balls, I'm not going to lie. But
players are human. They're struggling. They're going, you never know what they're going through. They're struggling. They're in a slump. I don't know when the guy steps up if he can hit or not hit. I have no idea if he's 0 for the last 10 at-bats and his struggles, and they get frustrated too. But I laugh at this, they'll watch 2 pitches go right down the middle, not swing, and you ring them up on a third strike, that's right on the edge of the plate, and they lose their mind. I'm like, you just let 2 pitches go right down the middle. Don't get mad at me for the 1 pitch I called a strike.
Yeah. No, I heard that a lot growing up at travel ball. Chandler, I know you got one more question to round us out. Let's hear it.
Yeah, last one for you, Fran. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
If someone's wanting to be an umpire, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Don't. No, just joking. No, I mean, take it for what it's worth. And what I mean by that is the best advice you can give an umpire that's around is be invisible, right? You want to be invisible on the field. But if they want to become an umpire, the best thing they need to do is get out and go to training and talk to the veterans. If you're around a veteran, ask. That's how you learn. Go out and watch umpires. I went and watched my head high school football coach lives in town now, and he won his old team from Trinity Catholic came in and played. They were playing up at Amelia Island. I think they were playing Oakleaf that Saturday. He wanted to go up, and I'm watching the umpires the whole game. Like I literally was. I'm like, I'm not watching the game. I'm watching what they're doing. It's just a habit now. So it's one of the things when you watch the umpires, you got to learn, because you got to learn from the guys that know what they're doing, and they have to understand game management. And if they can do that, balls and strikes and all that other stuff, that's the easy stuff when you think about it.
Yeah.
The game management is when it gets out of hand. But I don't know. I mean, there's don't get caught up also. The other thing, don't get caught up in this worried about what people are saying about you in Little League and all that kind of stuff. Who cares? Most of those guys don't know anything. I mean, I want to scream at some of these coaches when they're yelling at these kids for doing something wrong, and I'm like, what? Yeah. I know you didn't teach them how to do that. I know you did not go over that at practice. So it's just these little things that, they just have to have the right mindset to be a good umpire and work at it. I mean, it's a craft. Just like the guys hitting, pitching, and the coaches. It's a craft. You got to work at it. You can't just show up and think you're going to be good. It doesn't work that way.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, we're talking about umpire shortage. If anyone is looking to maybe get involved, become an umpire, where do they go? How do they get involved?
Just go to Jacksonville Umpires. It's jacksump.com on a website. Reach out. There's a form you fill out. Someone will reach out to you. One of our board members, Ken, he'll reach out. Sometimes he'll take you to breakfast, lunch, or have some coffee and go over what you need. He's good about getting you the equipment, knowing what you need to do, those type of things. So the problem we have, though, is most people think about it when the season's going on, and that's a little too late for us because all the training's over. So it's one of those things where try to get out in the fall when the games aren't that vital or important, and early January when we do our training. And I'm telling you, you'll move up the ladder quick.
Yeah,
because
sure.
we have needs, so a lot of them.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Fran.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Appreciate it.
Anytime you need anything for an umpire, you can call me.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Good stuff.
That's great stuff.
I like hearing some umpire stories.
We should make that a series here.
Yeah, I like that.
We should have a full show dedicated to umpires. Just let's get an umpire show. Have Fran host it. And let's just get the weekly umpire breakdown, rankings, exactly what we do, but for umpires. And we'll get the interviews as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll hear a lot of different stories. It'll be pretty cool to hear.
Got to have that show on later, though, so we get the really good ones.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, when we come back, we'll go over the Week 7 recap presented by Torque Sports Performance.
Baker Sports is awesome.
Baker Sports is family.
Baker Sports is a team.
The whole time the motto I have, and I still say it to this day, was to be able to service, to out-service the competition, to be able to say yes, to have the ability to say yes. I used to say if Corky Rogers won the state championship on a Friday night, I wanted to have the ability to print him t-shirts and have them ready for him when he got off the bus when he got back to Jacksonville. And we've just continued that all along. Now, do we always say yes? No, but we want to have the ability and the control as many factors as we can to say yes.
We are going to go above and beyond, that we are going to do everything that we can possibly do to make sure that kid has a jersey on his or her game day.
Baker Sports is growing. Baker Sports is a family.
Baker Sports is home.
It's a lot of work that goes into our business. Not Amazon. We're not just picking something off the shelf and shipping it to you. We're customizing almost everything we touch. It is literally all I've ever done. And my wife actually, when I started the company, when we started the company, she was a senior in high school. So it's all she's ever done as well. And it's the only boss I've ever had.
Business changes, and you have to evolve with business. As things change, we just keep pouring back into it. We love our community, and we love the people that work here, and we love what we do.
This sky's the limit. I mean, we went from maybe 10 to 12 people at the most, and now look at it. We're a couple hundred people here between production and sales, so it's just going to get bigger.
Baker Sports is culture.
Baker Sports is family. Baker Sports is relentless.
We're just over 100,000 square feet in this facility right now with the ability to expand. So it's all three companies. See, we've had Pro Gear now for 4 years. So we bought Burbank Sportnets 10 years ago. Burbank and Baker's had never been under the same roof. And then we added Pro Gear shoulder pads 4 years ago. So to have the ability to put all three companies under one roof and just expand all three companies at the same time with extra space, we're already seeing the benefits and we're only a month and a half in. The way the three companies complement each other. The Baker Sports sales force sells the Pro Gear shoulder pads and also sells the Burbank Sport Net. So the synergies between the three companies, since we've been in the same building, we've probably sold more netting on the Baker side than we had the previous 9 years. It's been great.
This business has been very good to us. We feel very blessed to be here where we are today, and the opportunities that it provides for everyone here that works here. We feel very blessed to be able to do that.
We are a family. It's one big team between all three businesses.
We do everything. We do netting to protect scoreboards. We do the field goal netting, the raised and lower field goal netting, football stadiums, volleyball. Everything's trying to contain a ball. We've got the netting to contain the ball and protect the fans. The netting company really made us the one-stop shop on the baseball side of things because we got complete facilities with the netting. And Pro Gear's done that for Baker's on the football side. And just what a cool business, man, to be able to see there. And we all watch football, right? We're in the South, so we're football crazy. And to be able to watch the games on TV and you see that jersey sleeve pop up, and that Pro Gear flapping and the back plates hanging out the back, just a really fun and cool business. Talking about on Saturday, the who's who are wearing it. You've got Ohio State, Michigan, Florida, Florida State, Alabama, Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia. You're talking guys that all of those teams are majority of Pro Gear. Some of them are all Pro Gear. Not to mention the other schools around. And then you see some of the key players on Sunday that's wearing it. You got Travis Kelce, you got Tyreek Hill, J.J. McCarthy the other night on Monday Night Football. I saw him run out of bounds and the Pro Gear logo just a flapping. So we've made such a gain on the market in the college piece that those guys are going to the NFL saying, hey, we don't want competitors, we want Pro Gear. It's American-made pad, right? On our custom pads, we bring some stock pads in from overseas in the high school and youth market, but our custom pads are 100% American made. It's a really fun business, and just watching how it's taken off the last 2 years has been incredible.
Baker Sports is family.
Baker Sports is family.
Baker Sports is family.
We are a family business. We want to create a team. You've got people that are just super talented, you've got grinders, and then you've got role players on every team that you've been a part of. And that's what we have here. And you combine that team and those pieces with the family environment and the love that we have in this building, and it's a recipe for success.
is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Yeah, we're back here with the We're Some Show on Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. We were just talking for another 5 minutes with Fran Delaney. A lot of good stuff. That's probably one of my favorite interviews so far. That was good.
That was awesome. Great stuff. Fran's a great guy and great open book too. That was really fun to hear. And I just have one question, Chandler. I'm genuinely curious. Has Smitty gone into the waiting room yet? Just looking at you.
No, I don't see him.
Oh, that's a shame.
I don't see him.
I told him to do it.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen him yet. Maybe he joined in and went out. I haven't really been looking on that screen.
That's good stuff.
Let's
All right, we've got some recapping to do.
Let's do it.
All right, it's presented by Torque Sports Performance. Let's start off with a preview of our game of the week. Creekside UC, we'll get into that later on, but Creekside, another big, we mentioned earlier, they got a big win there. We'll dive deeper into that later, but first off, Ponte Vedra. That Battle of the Bridge.
Yeah.
All Sharks.
All Sharks.
They did some hunting. Blood in the water. 12-2, Steele Licklider. 4 for 5, 2 runs scored. Luca Candela, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs and a double. Jackson Miller, 2 for 4, an RBI and a double. Bishop Snyder got a win over Bulls, 11-9. Hudson Ridings going 2 for 3 with an RBI. Jack Perry with a grand slam. Elias Mamea, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And then you go over St. Augustine, Fernandina Beach, St. Aug beating the Pirates, only the third team to do that this year. Jordan Petty with 6 innings pitched, allowing just 1 run. Bishop Kenny, 3-1 over Oakleaf. The Crusaders with a solid win there. Episcopal over Providence in a battle of the private schools here in Jacksonville, 5-3. Garrig Severett going 2 for 3 with an RBI, 2 doubles. And then Clem Nelson nearly went the distance.
Yeah.
6 2/3, 2 earned runs. And then we had some other good games around the area, but one we should really highlight here is Bartram Trail going up over Bishop Snyder 5-4.
Yeah, I mean, what a win for Bartram Trail. Bishop Snyder lost 2 last week, then they beat Bulls this week, then playing that Bartram game later on in the week. Bartram's got some good pitchers. I talked to Blake Myers after the game, and he said their pitching staff is deep, and you definitely can see that with that big win over Bishop Snyder. Luke Labby went 1 for 1 with an RBI. Colt Brown 1 for 3, 2 RBIs and a double. Huge win for the Bears.
Yeah, that it is. And then some quick scores from around the area. Middleburg 11-8 over Yulee. West Nassau losing 5-0 to Tocoi. Fleming Island 5-4 over Fletcher. Yulee losing to Nice 5-3. Creekside, that win over Haggerty. They just keep piling up some impressive wins. I mean, you get Haggerty this week. You get Winter Park UC. 2 wins over Windermere and 1 over West Orange last week. The Knights back to playing some really good ball, and that pitching staff just unbelievable from them. I don't think thinking football right there. Xander Brown has allowed an earned run yet this year. He's been phenomenal out of the bullpen and through a complete game in Daytona. First Coast 4-3 over Ridgeview. Bulls 3-2 over Sandalwood. Game 2 between St. John's and Clay. St. John's Country Day coming out with a 6-3 win over Clay. Congratulations, Chandler.
Thank you.
5-1 Creekside over Winter Park. That was a tight game as well. Creekside with some late runs. An exciting game. Baldwin over Ridgeview 2-1. Bulls with a big win over Providence 8-1. And the Bulldogs, they just continue. They're one of those teams that are right on the cusp of that top 5, playing some really good baseball.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm trying to pull up the score they had against Bishop Snyder. I believe it was 11-8.
Yeah,
that's
11-9.
11-9. That's a big scoring game.
Those bats were struggling for them at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
That offense is coming alive for the Bulldogs.
For sure, and hopefully the offense goes down on tomorrow night because we play them. So we'll see how that game goes. I think it'll be a great game, and first time. I think that's my first time in a regular season playing at Bulls.
That's going to be fun. And you'll get to see the new facility out there, which is Chipper Jones Field and all that stuff they've got going on. It's a very interesting Bulls look over there with the columns and all that stuff. Fancy. Fernandina over Fletcher 8-1. And now on to our game of the week. Creekside, University Christian. Always a good matchup, and this time it's the Knights who get the better of UC, a 5-1 victory. Connor Belichick, 1 for 3 with the double. Matt Bysham doing it at the plate for senior night.
Let's
1
go.
for 2 with an RBI. I was texting with him before the game, and he said that he's going to get a knock. He's hitting.
Let's go.
He's going to get a knock. He called his shot. Gets an RBI, too. How about that from Matt? Ryan Robinson, who keeps on swinging. He is incredible right now at the plate on a heater. 2 for 3 with 3 ribeyes and a triple in that game. And senior night for the Creekside Knights as well.
Yeah, it's good stuff for them. UC's a scrappy team. They went head-to-head against Trinity. 8 innings. They went head-to-head with us, St. John's. That was a close game all along. The record might not say it otherwise, but UC has a great team. They got some good players. Good game, 5-1 against a good Creekside team.
Yeah, them Knights, man, and they're a young team too. They're gonna be
scary.
They're gonna be scary again next year
Yeah.
with a lot of that core returning. And on to our player of the game. We just mentioned him. How about our player of the game represented by Represent Baseball, Ryan Robinson, 2 for 3 with a run score, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs, a triple and a walk. That kid is really starting to come alive for Creekside.
Yeah, I mean, what a performance by Ryan Robinson. He's been swinging all year. Good stuff by him. That triple was nice. I saw the video. I rewatched it. That whole game will be out either tomorrow or Tuesday morning. So it's a good game to watch. And senior night, you get to see Matt Bysham's nice little knock.
Yeah, and Robinson, another big hit against Winter Park as well on Friday. He's swinging it well. The Knights are hot. On to our play of the game, much to the dismay of the Creekside Knights in your comment section, presented by Boost Coffee and Energy. It's Corey Wimberly. Listen, it's not about who won. It's about who made the best play. And how about this one in center field coming in? Look at that cannon.
Good stuff right there.
Perfect throw on the hop to get the out at home. Perfect throw to the plate, and that is a deserving play of the game right there from Corey Wimberly. When we come back, we will release the Week 7 hitter and pitcher of the week and look ahead to the Week 8 game of the week.
The Dantzler Group is a family-owned construction company serving Florida for over 30 years. Our promise is simple. Simply do the right thing. We anticipate and execute bringing real construction experience to residential renovations, additions, roofing, and commercial projects with clear communication and craftsmanship you can see. From the first conversation to the final walkthrough, we believe trust is built through preparation, transparency, and work done the right way. That means no shortcuts, no guesswork, just experienced builders focused on lasting results. Within a customer-focused team and over 100 years of combined construction experience, the Dantzler Group is ready to deliver quality you can trust, whether it's residential, commercial, or roofing, done the right way. Visit dantzlergroup.com.
I want to tell you about something new that's coming, and it's built a little differently. Boost Coffee was created around a simple belief. Coffee should do more than wake you up. It should lift your day, your mood, and your momentum. That's why Boost roasts their coffee in-house to raise the bar on freshness, flavor, and quality. Why every drink is customizable, because great coffee should be personal, not mass-produced. Boost is built for early birds, night owls, go-getters, and anyone who refuses to settle for average. It's fast because you need it now, mindfully crafted because ingredients matter, and personal every single time. Boost isn't just about coffee, it's about elevating people. Boost Coffee is coming soon. Energy that moves the moment.
So the mission of Torque Sports Performance has been from the beginning to improve athletic performance through expert coaching. We look to not water down our system for any specific reason. We want to maintain a level of quality, we want to maintain a level of culture regardless of the trainer's age or their sport competency. What we will do is adjust their programming accordingly. The biggest thing that we strive to tell folks is that we don't want athletes here because their parents want them here, because their coaches want them here. We want athletes here who want to be here for themselves. Strong, powerful, resilient. Those are our 3 key takeaways from our culture as well as our athletes who train here.
At Torque Sports Performance, individualized training matters because not every athlete is the same. We use items like Rapsodo, Output Sports, Zyback timing lasers, and Rep 1 velocity-based training to help facilitate each client's training. Each client should be coachable. They have the desire to get better, train hard, and learn. We create an environment that fosters growth. And with the competitiveness in here, each client pushes another client, and it's my job too as a coach to understand when to push an athlete, but do it in a safe and proper manner.
Sophomore season at Florida, off to an incredible start. What's been the biggest difference for you this year?
Yeah, just understanding what I did last year and not adding pressure on myself and just going the same road I went down last year and just trusting my defense and trusting everything with the coaches.
What's it like competing back in your hometown in a rivalry like this?
Nothing beats it, back in Jack's home series. It always helps coming out here with a dub and being Florida State. So just come out here. We threw the ball well. Defense played amazing. Hitters hit. All came back together for us, and we just came out here and won.
Last thing I got is, what does it mean to your family and friends, and how many of them are out here for this matchup tonight?
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, they're only 30 minutes away from here, so them showing up and supporting me means a lot. So it's always important for them to come, and it just shows how much respect they have for me.
Appreciate it.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool seeing all those guys out there after the game. I talked to Skylar Sanford, Jacob Kendall, and obviously Aiden King, and it's really cool to see these guys at the next level. All that I saw all of them play in high school. I didn't see Aiden play in high school.
He struck me out.
He struck me out too, but I saw Brody DeLamalier play in high school. On the other side, Colt Myers, who I didn't get to speak to out there. Justin Nato I saw out there. All over the place, Jacksonville guys. Two of the premier programs in college baseball in a rivalry. Great to see at the next level.
Yeah, one of the biggest rivalry games gets to play in their hometown, which is probably pretty cool for them.
It's awesome stuff.
Yeah, all their family and friends, old friends get to come and watch that game. That's probably pretty cool.
Absolutely, and I mean, there's so many people that that are out there in the stands, and obviously on the other side of the field. It's cool. It's all those hometown guys. They're talking to each other ahead of the game, and it's all respect between those guys, and it's really cool that you get that aspect of things. Just it speaks so much about the talent of baseball in the area. And Jacob Kendall actually said it, if it's not on your bat, it better be there, because Jacksonville, it's even getting better. Mm-hmm. And that's the scary part, is Jacksonville baseball and the talent they're producing going up to the next level. I mean, we've got a few more on the way for both the Seminoles and the Gators coming up.
Yep.
And Cooper Whitted, the hometown kid, getting the start for Florida State.
Pretty cool.
That's awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right, let's get into it. Hitter and pitcher of the week. We got 5 minutes left here.
All right.
Let's do it.
Hitter of the week presented by Dantzler Group General Contracting and Roofing. It's out of University Christian 2027. Miles Tyson hitting .556, 5 for 9 on the week, 7 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a double. Miles Tyson showing out. How about that?
Good stuff for the Fighting Christians. .556 on the week. I think they played on Saturday. He hit one of those home runs. 2 home runs and a double. Pretty cool stuff.
Big week there for Miles Tyson. And then our pitcher of the week, presented by Boost Coffee and Energy, on to St. Joseph Academy. Colin Gardner, 6 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 2 walks to 7 strikeouts, 71 pitches, 68% of them strikes, going out there and shutting down the Oak Leaf Knights.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. This guy is 2029. Crazy. He was our hitter of the week in week 5.
They got a good one there at St. Joe's.
They got a good one.
Talking about that talent in the area, one of the more talented younglings in the area, one of the more talented freshmen there for St. Joe's. And let's get a little preview. What's our game of the week, Chandler Dantzler?
Let's pull it up. Game of the week. I like this one. Bernardina Tacoy.
All right.
It's good stuff.
Graphic designer cooking again.
Yeah, he is cooking again. Fernandina Beach, 15-3. Tacoy, do I have that wrong? I don't know.
It's been a down year for Tacoy, and not what they expected, but definitely a group that's looking to turn it around, and this is going to be a big game right here. Tucoy, Fernandina Beach at Fernandina Beach, a real test for Fernandina and what exactly they're made of as a team.
So Tucoy is 11-9.
Yeah.
They got some good pitchers. As you see up there on the screen on the left side, Caleb Stockwell, he's a USF commit. He's thrown 30 innings, 16 hits, 6 earned runs, 46 Ks. They got Tommy Glasspool, 302 average, 14 RBIs, 6 doubles. He also has 26 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 46 strikeouts as well. And they got Chase Pate on offense, 328 average, 11 RBIs, and 5 doubles. Good stuff for Tucoy.
Yeah, and on that other side, obviously Preston Matricardi leading the way. Just talking about guys who we're going to see in that Florida State rivalry coming up. Well, there's one of them, Matricardi, 50 Ks in 26 innings this year. Has been dominant on the mound, and then at the plate, Trace Farmer hitting close to 500. Landon Holbrook hitting 360 with 6 RBIs. Some good stuff going on, and this is really a game where we find out what Fernandina is made of. They've competed with some good teams. Tucoy one, I think that is steadily on the rise right now. It's going to be a really telling matchup here for both sides.
Definitely. I think this will be a good game. We didn't have a game of the week of Fernandina last year, so this will be our first time, which is pretty cool. I didn't know it was so far from my house. I looked that one up yesterday when we were picking this game of the week.
It's a drive.
It's a drive.
Yeah.
Excited. We get to see the Pirates. So this will be a good game. I think this is week 8.
Yep.
I think we need to have a stat next week of how many of the home and away team record for game of the week.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. So we'll do that next week, and we got one more minute. Some 2 games to look forward to next week, or 3 games. Providence and Beachside, St. John's and Creekside play on Thursday, and then Clay Trinity Thursday, Friday, and that's it for the Where's Home show. You guys need to check out No Gate Fees with Brent Martineau, Jason Hamby, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. They do power polls for public and private school. They also do a committed to the uncommitted for softball or baseball, and Coach of the Week. Good stuff.
Do it again next week.
Let's do it again. Saturday next week.
Yep.
Forgot to say that. Saturday next week, Easter Sunday. See you guys.
So the mission of Torque Sports Performance has been from the beginning to improve athletic performance through expert coaching. We look to not water down our system for any specific reason. We want to maintain a level of quality. We want to maintain a level of culture regardless of the trainer's age or their sport competency. What we will do is adjust their programming accordingly. The biggest thing that we strive to tell folks is that we don't want athletes here because their parents want them here, because their coaches want them here. We want athletes here who want to be here for themselves. Strong, powerful, resilient. Those are our 3 key takeaways from our culture as well as our